Hello everyone, welcome to all. Up to now we have discussed about first chapter. Okay, first chapter which regards simple stresses and strains. Okay. So what we have discussed is elasticity, plasticity, and the types of stresses and strains, and Hooke's law, as well as the stress and strain diagram for the mild steel. Not only for the mild steel, if in case of aluminium and and regarding to about working stress, what is meant by working stress, what is the differentiate between normal stress and working stress. Okay, what is the differentiate between the ultimate stress or the working stress. If in case of what is the, can I describe can I describe what is meant by working stress. So I would like to design an equipment, okay, which has a capable of capable to load running, capable of sustaining 100 kilonewtons. Okay, uh, actually, I could not apply directly 100 kilonewtons upon the equipment. Okay, I could not apply, and so in practical, what will happen? I will apply 80 kilonewtons, 75 kilonewtons, or 95 kilometers up to only. Okay, I could not apply directly 100 kilonewtons. Okay, that's right. So what is the design stress? Design load is the 100 kilonewtons. Actually, working load is the 75 kilonewtons, 10 kilonewtons, or either it may be. Okay, 90 kilonewtons. That's right. Okay, and regarding factor of safety, ultimate stress by working stress. Okay, factor of safety is mainly considered for the, in order to uh, determine the what is the working stress. Okay, uh, suppose I would like to design a bicycle. So in this situation, design a bicycle, in this situation the maximum capable of bicycle is only 3 members. So what will happen? Another member will, if in case of another member will add it, what will happen? It will leads to failure. Okay, that's the reason. Uh, Factor of safety we must consider while the designing any equipment. Okay, and the lateral strains, and lateral strain is the, as we know that lateral, not if in case of strain will be observed in the x direction, we can call it linear strain. If the strain is observed in the y direction or the z direction, we can call it as a lateral strain. Or if in practical, so in detail, the what is the strain observed in the diameter way. Okay, if in the diameter way, what we observed is lateral strain. Okay, and the Poisson's ratio and the volumetric strain, bars of varying sections, and composite bars. Okay, a material is made of two or more materials. Okay, either it may be copper, either it may be aluminum, either both of copper and aluminum. Got my point. And temperature stresses, complex stress and strains and inclined plane on a different uniaxial biaxial stress condition. What we have discussed in yesterday, and principal planes and principal stresses, and more circle. I will explain more circle in the live sections. Okay, interaction in the section class, because I could not make a clarity to you in the PPT version. Okay, that's very reason. I will show you. I will explain more certain in the live interaction classes. And next, the relation between the elastic constant. As you know that what is the relation between the Young's modulus, what is the relation between the shear modulus, and what is the relation between the uh, Young's modulus and shear modulus, and Poisson's ratio and strain energy. What kind of strain energy are there? If in case of resilience and a gradual sudden impact or shock loadings. Okay. Next, if the next unit is shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, the throughout the unit one, I just skip the only more circle only. Okay, this more circle only. So more circle is the most predominant role in this mechanics of solids. It's the most important. That's the reason. If in case, I will explain later. Okay, uh, later in the sense of in the live interaction classes only. Okay, so it's unable, is some, it has some difficulty to understand in PPT version. I thought like that. Okay, I will explain in detail in a detailed manner in a live interaction classes. And the next is shear force and bending moment diagram. Bending moments. Also, what is meant by shear force and bending moment? Okay, as we know, the up to now we have discussed about this. So, what is the shear force and bending moment? Okay, bending moment in the sense of any load which is acted upon some upon the particular body at a certain distance of which tends to rotate the body. Either it may be a clockwise direction, either it may be anti-clockwise direction. And the next shear force, shear force as you know that, mm, not only the normal stresses, so we have a shear force in tends to shear off the body. Okay, what kind of definition of beams and types of beams and concept of shear force and bending moment and diagrams, how the shear force bending moment will variation over the beams or the length of the beam. And if in case of we have is we assume three concepts: cantilever, simply supported, as well as the overhanging beams. Okay, subjected to point loads, whether either it may be point loads, UDL, uniformly distributed load. Okay, we will discuss the remaining concepts, all this in the unit 2 itself. Okay, so in case of shear force and bending moment diagram, so these are the equilibrium equations. First of all, before going to detail about everything, uh, we have some equilibrium equations here. We have some equations are we need to understand. First one is the tie. Tie is nothing but the a bar which is subjected to tensile load. We can call it as a tie. Okay, and a bar which, as well as the a bar which is subjected to compressive loads, we can call it as a strut. Okay, as we seen on the picture. Okay, uh, the sigma f along axis is zero, nothing but the summation of forces along axis equals to zero. Okay, along the axis in the sense of either maybe what are the reference axis. Most probably we're only taking the x-axis as the reference axis. Okay, and the 2D plane stress, example beams, shafts. Next one, if in case of 2D, two dimensional, okay, plane stress, not only one dimensional, two dimensional. Okay, two, if in case of two dimensional, the summation of f of y equals 0, as well as the summation of f of x equals to 0, and moments about the z direction equals to 0. We have a three parameters. Okay, in for the 2D diagrams, for 2D, we have a, this is x direction, and this is the y direction, and this is the z direction. And next, in case of x direction, summation of fx equals to 0. In case of y direction, summation of y equals to 0. If in case of z direction, the here only there is no forces here. Okay, we don't know why. We never consider any forces in this direction. Why? Because only the first assumption is 2D, two dimensional. The body which is subjected to only two dimensionals. Okay, either maybe x direction, either maybe y direction. If in case of z direction, what will happen? The moments will be appearance. The moment will be coming. Third one is the 3D spatial. Spatial is nothing but the three dimensional. Okay, if you consider the three dimensional in any cube, which have three dimensions, and if in that case the summation of f of x equals to 0, as well as the summation of f of y equals to 0, and summation of f of z equals to 0. What are the forces along the z direction, which is the summation of all these forces along the z direction is equals to 0. And one more equations are there: moments of about the x equals to 0, summation of moments about the y axis equals to 0, and summation of moments about the z axis also 0. We have considered the six parameters. In case of 2D, we have considered only three parameters: x direction, y direction, and movements about the z direction only, not only x and not only y. If in case of the three dimensional, we have considered about the three uh, all three axes, uh, regarding x axis, regarding to the forces and as well as the movements also. Okay, these are the equilibrium equations. Okay, these two equations are most important. Okay, while solving the problems. Okay, types of supports. Next concept is types of supports. Either maybe roller support. The roller support is nothing but the we have a bar here. We have a bar here, bar which is appears like this one. Okay, if, if, and this bar is supported by a this kind of rollers. Okay, roller supports, or we can draw it like this one. So I have a bar here, and over on one end is supported by a one roller here, one roller here. So roller supports nothing but the a bar is subjected to or supported by a one roller. Okay, we can call this the roller support. And old bridges, not only if in case while we observing, if in case of observation of old bridges, we have seen that some rollers are there. Suppose this is the beam and this is the beam. Okay, uh, in the bridges we have seen, we are what you call, uh, we can observe in a space between these two beams. Okay, in the construction of bridges, we just providing a space for elevation, for the allowing the thermal expansion. Okay, if in case of summer conditional, the what are the elements, what are the beam which is subjected to thermal stresses. Okay, due to thermal stresses which tends to change its length. Okay, it will expand. If in case of summer condition, either it may be a winter condition, the material will getting contract. Okay, uh, while we observation of old bridges, some space is provided, okay, in between the two beams, and these two beams are which are supported by a, which are supported is nothing but the how they are stand, supported by a some kind of rollers. Okay, some kind of rollers are there. Okay, so whenever the material getting heat, whenever the material getting temperature, the material will able to expand its length. So in case of expansion of length, for in order to allow the its change in length, the material which is supported by roller, so the material will easily getting changes, the material easily getting expands. There is no significant amount of friction. If you consider the, if you suppose I have a beam here, I have a floor here, which I supported here. I prefer to place a beam, place a workpiece, or place a beam on the ground. Okay, suppose after the observe, after the material getting a temperature, the beam will getting to expand. Okay, so here is some here while we expansion of the beam, here are some cases of some frictional force will be there. Okay, this frictional force will be able to arrest the body, arrest the expansion. Okay, some amount of frictional force will be there. Okay, this frictional force will getting it, uh, it might be a chance of restrained, arrest the original actual expansion. Okay, in order to reduce the frictional forces, we have just supported by some rollers are there. Okay, if in case of rollers, there is no significant amount of friction. Okay, in order to prevent or in order to avoid the friction, we just prefer the roller supports. And next one, hinge supports. Hinge supports and pin sections. Hinge supports nothing but the beams are which is supported by a hinges. Hinges nothing but some triangular shapes are there. So which are there is no hinges means there is no flexibility of you can move from over to over. Okay, uh, we can move any direction. Okay, in hinges. Hinges also we have a in case of roller supports we have only one reaction are there. Okay, this reaction is uh, supported by a only vertically. Okay, the reaction is acted over vertically. If in case of hinged support, the here three reactions are three reactions are available. uh, Three reactions are supported. Three reactions are horizontal and vertical at the same time, diagonally are resultant. Two reaction components. So resultant is nothing but the resultant between these two horizontal and vertical. Okay, here actually only two reactions are. Two reactions is nothing but the horizontal direction and vertical direction. Uh, by summation of these two, are we are just getting some resultant. By resultant is nothing but the we can overcome we can simplify. We have suppose we have a three more forces, three or four forces are acting upon the certain body. So I don't want to maintain those all forces. I would like to maintain only single force which is equivalent to all the for all the remaining forces. Okay, so in that case, I just prefer to resultant. Okay, resultant which is equals to the summation of all the forces and equivalent to magnitude of all the summation of all the forces. It's nothing but mm, the amount of summation of all the forces. We can call it as a resultant, which is acts same as the remain what remaining forces are would like to produce. Okay, and next fixed support. In case of fixed support also we have three reactions components are. First one is x and y, and some movement will be there. Movement will be happens. uh, uh, Summation of f of x equals to 0, and summation of f of y equals to 0, and summation of m equals to 0. Okay, this here uh, one moment will be appears. Okay, three reaction components. First reaction is the x direction. Okay, and second one is the y direction, like this one. Okay, this is the x direction and this is the y direction. In the uh, at the fixed support only we have here some type of movement here. Okay, some kind of a movement will be appear. In case of okay, 1 minute. Uh, in case of pin support, in case of roller support, we never obeys the any kind of movements will be there. We never observe any kind of movements will be there. Only in case of fixed support only, some reaction force. Suppose in case of roller movement or in case of a pin support movement, hinged support, the the bar will be moves in any direction. Okay, at any direction. Suppose here the bar will be like this one. Well, can we after application of load in this direction, the bar will be in this like this direction. Okay, you can, it has a flexibility to change its direction. Okay, it has a flexibility to place at a point out at any direction. Okay, we can shift from one place to one place, another place. We can rotate the body. And here also, if in case of roller support also, or If in case of while we observation of fixed support, due to the fixing of this due to the having the fixed end support, fixed end, it could not be able to change its direction. Okay, why? Because it's getting fixed. That's why reason some way, even after the application of load, to balance that force, external forces, internally some reaction movements will be there. Reaction movements will be induced within the body. Okay, that reaction movements we should consider here in case of fixed support. And internal hinge is nothing but the, suppose I have a bar here, and left side I have a one bar here, and right side I have another bar here. Bar is nothing but the a beam, and in order to connect these two beams, I just need to make a joint here. Okay, which can be joint, which can a joint will be produced either maybe, either maybe welding, either maybe some kind of hinged movements. Hinges is nothing but the, here we just providing a some kind of hinges. Okay, hinges nothing but the, how should it act like this? The example is elbow joint here. Okay, suppose we have a forearm here, this is the forearm, and this is the biceps concepts. Okay, suppose the elbow joint will be flexible to at any direction. Okay, like this one. Here only here only the moment will be there. Okay, there is no forces, there is no external forces, or there is no need to uh, calculate the, there is no need to calculate the external force, x direction or y direction. Okay, there is no forces induced within the body, only some movement will be there. Why? Because some kind of, wherever, whenever there is a movement, uh, movement will be appear, definitely there will be a movement. Whenever there is a movement, there is a movement. Okay, shear hinges, axial shear hinges. Next one is the axial shear hinges. Axial shear hinges nothing but the, which is appears like this in this diagram. Okay, uh, in case of we can this kind of examples we can call it as a shock absorbers. Axial shear hinges, the shear force will be acted over the axial force, axial direction. Okay, suppose here also the beam, this is the shaft here, then this is the cylinder here. Okay, the cylinder is getting some kind of supported by a, either maybe fixed support, or either maybe hinge support, or whatever it may be. Okay, is none of this. uh, in this case, the joint will be here, the joint will be made by a, these rollers, which are placed in between the shaft and the wall surface of the cylinder. Okay, these rollers made a point contact, and at the same time it makes a, which controls the surface frictional friction, surface frictional forces, as well as mm, the way of projecting shear force are very linear. Okay, linear is in the sense of parallel to the axis. And next, transverse is nothing but the perpendicular to the axis. Okay, here also the beam is like this one, and in this beam is supported by a rollers which are to the connected to the fixed support. Okay, like this one. Okay, here also rolling shutters, the example is rolling shutters is nothing but the frictional force will be acts in a vertical direction. Here the frictional force will be acts in a axial direction. Okay, here the frictional force will be acts in the vertical direction. And next, links is nothing but the trusses. Truss, how do you, in case of trusses, the truss will be like this one. Okay, in case of railway bridges, okay, where you may observe in the railway bridges, the construction will be like this one. Okay, in order to distribute the load uniformly throughout the beam. Okay, these stresses are provided for the not able to concentrate entire load at a particular point. That's why it may leads to failure. If what will happen if entire train will entire the weight of train will be concentrated at a particular point, it will leads to failure. Okay, it will leads to collapse of bridges. That's why reason in order to distribute the load uniformly throughout the beam, throughout the bridge. That's why reason we just providing a trusses nothing but number of links which are arranged in a sequential manner. So the main aim is the main purpose of this providing a number of links. Okay, number of links is to distribute the load uniformly. Okay, and at the same time the increase the strength, what you call strength of the bridge. Okay, in case of moment of inertia will be happen here, actually coming into picture here. Okay, next, transverse axial forces, types of loads, and next one, concentrated or point load. So concentrated or point load, which is as you know that in the engineering mechanism we have observed that the point load is nothing but the magnitude which has the force which has a application of force will be only one singular point. Okay, not only some amount of over the amount of length. Okay, in case of over the amount of length, the load will be the force will be like this one, uniformly distributed load. So it is not acts only particular one point, it can acts over the some part of the length. Okay, which is another concepts I will. Okay, next, this is the uniformly distributed load. Next one is the uniformly varying load. Uniformly varying load is nothing but the triangular or trapezium shape. Okay, uh, W kilonewton per meter. Okay, here also W kilonewton per meter, and UDL also kilonewton per meter. Okay, in case of point load only we have the units will be kilonewtons or newtons. Okay, in case of UDL, if in case of UVL or trapezial, the load, the units of the load will be the kilonewton per meter. And this triangular force will be acting like this one. Okay, if in case if you consider a wall, the shear stress beam here, the shear stress will be the like this in this direction. Suppose in case of a reservoir, well, we consider the reservoir, the if you consider the line analysis, in case mm, in the reservoirs, the beams are supported by a straight forward. Okay, so all the water which is coming into the reservoir, which is stored by the walls, container walls of the reservoir. Okay, so some amount of force will be acting over the walls. Why? Because the water is a flexible parameter, flexible quality. So it has some amount of potentiality to some, it has some amount of energy. So which energy which is constrained or restricted by the wall, obviously some amount of force will be some with some amount of velocity, or the water will be striking the wall. So obviously some amount of force will be acting over the wall. Okay, the force, how does it will variable is triangular shape. If in case of either maybe horizontal trapezium shape also, retaining wall, and a couple, as you know that two similar forces which are having same magnitude and which are acted in opposite direction over the certain length. Okay, you can call it as a couple. All these couples are tends to rotate the body either maybe positive, either maybe clockwise, either it may be anti-clockwise direction. Okay, bracket is nothing but the I have a beam here, and over the beam I have a element there, and which element, and at a certain point the load will be acting like this one. Okay, we have seen in the diagram. Okay, So in order to bring the entire system into equilibrium position, or for the easily understanding of the problems, we just need what we have done is just providing a, just to remove uh, I ha- we have discussed in the engineering mechanics concepts. Whenever would like to shift the some amount of force from one point to another point, we can shift easily. At the same time, by additional adding some amount, some movement will be there. Okay, suppose from here to here I have a movement of W into A. Okay, definitely I will shift. I have a possibility of shifting this load, as well as the by adding movement. Okay, the load at the same time movement, M equals to WA. Okay, these are the point loads. These are the types of loads: either couples, a bracket, as well as the uh, triangular, a trapezoidal, and UDL, and point load. Okay. So next, types of beams: simply supported beam, as you know that, propped cantilever beam. Simply supported means is nothing but the beam will be like this one. Beam which is supported by a both the ends in bottom point, in a bottom, and then what are the external load will be acting like this one. Okay, this is the simply supported beam, and this is the hinge support beam. Hinge support or a proper support cantilever. Proper support cantilever is nothing but the, we have in up to we know we knew that we have a cantilever beam. Uh, so in case of proper cantilever beam, support another roller support will be there. Okay, not only roller support, it may be a pin support also. Shear force diagram, bending moment diagram, diagram showing variation of shear force along the structure. Okay, if in case of shear force diagram, a diagram showing variation of shear force along the structure. Okay, after the application of load, suppose I have a cantilever beam here. Okay, I have a cantilever beam, and over the beam I would like to apply a force like this in this direction. Okay, so I would like to know how the shear force will be. uh, as we know that some amount of force will be acting over the beam, suppose, and at the same time the shear force, how does the shear force changes over the length of the beam, either may be positive, and this shear force will be acting like throughout the length same, acting same throughout the length, or which may changes in this at any direction. At which point, how do we change, how do we behave? Okay, how does the material behaves? Okay, and the shear force at a point, shear force at a section, what is meant by eligible sum of vertical and transfer forces either to the left or to the right of the section. Sign convention: clockwise positive or anti-clockwise negative. Here we have considered about the, suppose I have a beam here. Okay, I have a beam and I would like to uh, consider a section here. Okay, over the right side of the beam, the what are the loads uh, after this and just I here I just consider a section here. Okay, which is middle of the beam. So for the over the right side of the beam, what are the uh, amount of force which is acting in a downward direction, in this direction? Okay, which is called as a positive. What are the, and this kind of forces which we can consider it as a negative. Okay, so upward forces, all the upward forces are acting over the beam is positive. Uh, what are the reaction forces? Either maybe reaction force, either maybe any forces which is acting downwards. Okay, we can consider it as a negative. Okay, if you consider the left side of the beam, uh, left side of the section, it's quite opposite. Okay, what are the downward forces are the negative and the upward forces are positive. Here the downward forces are positive and upward forces are negative. Okay, anti-clockwise. Okay, remaining part we will consider, we will discuss it later.